Hello, welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We are looking at two Canadian whiskeys with no age statement, both at 40% alcohol. This is Crown Royal Reserve, Crown Royal Special Reserve. It's got both names on the bottle. Introduced in 1991 as Seagram's Crown Royal Special Reserve, Seagram's went out of business in the year 2000. Now it's owned by Diageo. So we got this golden kind of leather feeling. It's not really, but leather feeling bag with purple crown. This is running. You can find this one at some of your better liquor stores. May not find it at every liquor store though. It's part of the Master Series, which is their higher end Crown Royal series. Okay, in which they produce a lot of specialty products. Let's see here. Let's see what they're running it for. Crown Royal. Crown Royal Reserve. I paid $44.99. They got it for $40.99 in stock at my local. Well, not local, but the closest. Total Wine and More's got it for $40.99. So I got it. I didn't get the good deal on it. Gets a 96 out of 100. 96 out of 100. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so you're going to pay at least 41 bucks. BC's Beer Reviews. Oh, BC's Beer Reviews. Good evening, Ron. Cheers. Cheers to you. Now, regardless of it, if it's a bottle or a can, he's going to be reviewing the beer, even on draft tonight. There's the bag. Yeah, I've been going through this product because I did taste challenges with it. So you can see I got a little bit left. Crown Royal Reserve. Trademark. 1991. It's got the crown for King Charles III, King of Canada, Jamaica, Australia, the Cook Islands, Ascension Island, the Bermuda Islands, etc. Okay. Now we've got Gran Legacy. This crown doesn't represent the King of Canada because this crown is on even the American blended whiskeys. No, they're not going to spend extra money to change the label. They just changed the color of the label. The American blended is brown. The gin uses green. The vodka uses red. And so forth. All right, I bought this at CVS Pharmacy. This handle bottle was $11.99 after tax. Not before tax, after tax. But might be discontinued, but I'm not sure about that. But I bought a bottle of this Saturday at Star in Kenner, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 49 southbound. I was at Star, and I told the guy, I said, I just want a price check, okay? I'm not buying it. I was just checking the price. So he checks it. Oh, $10.99. I'm thinking, that's basically the same price I paid because, like I said, I got this $11.99 after tax. So I said, okay, and I went to put it back on the shelf because, like I said, I wasn't buying it because I couldn't find a price tag on the shelf. So when I was going back to put it up, he says, sir. I said, yes. I'm like, why is he stopping me? He said, well, do you like this whiskey? I said, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I do like it. It's not great, but I said, yeah. He said, oh, well, if you buy it, I'll make a deal. I said, well, I'm not looking to buy it. You know? He said, I'll tell you what. He's looking at it. He says, I'll tell you what, if you buy it, I'll sell it for $8.99. $8.99 for this big bottle. So I was thinking about it. I said, well, for that price, you got it. So I got this huge bottle for $8.99 but I don't have that bottle. I gave that to my friend David, and he's gonna probably present it in one of our live hangouts and tell us what he thinks about it. But he got it out. He doesn't like plastic. He's got this paranoia about plastic bottles, and he had an empty glass handle for White Horse Scotch, so he just poured it in that. I said, okay. So can you get it cheap? Yeah, as by what I just told you, you can get it cheap in Louisiana. I don't know about other states. I don't know if you can get it in other states, but probably so. Okay, been on the market since 2006. Now, originally it was produced for sale at CVS Pharmacy, but something happened and their trademark got rejected. It was like 3 different times. I was looking at the dates, but I mean, I didn't look at it that closely. I could. And they finally just abandoned the trademark. They had applied for a trademark for Grand Legacy, but they never would get it. I don't know why, maybe the name or something. So I think they just pulled it out all of their stores. They just said, whatever sells, sell it. We're never bringing it back. There was one bottle of the Grand Legacy gin over there at the local CVS Pharmacy 1 mile away. And I think when it's gone, you'll never see it again. But like I said, it showed up at Star. But I think that's what happened. They told the distributor, whoever wants it, let them have it. We don't want it anymore. We'll just sell Jameson, Johnny Walker, Jim Beam, Tanqueray, and so forth. Because they sell a lot of liquor over there at CVS Pharmacy. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so maybe not in your state, but here they do. Okay, Walgreens too in Louisiana. Walgreens, every Walgreens in Louisiana got a liquor, beer, and wine section. Okay, fancy bottle, right? Embossed with all the designs on it. Now it says Crown Royal Reserve. See? There you see Crown Royal Reserve. But if you look at the bottle cap, you can notice it says Crown Royal Special Reserve, the original name. So I don't know why they're still using both names, but yeah, it's Crown Royal Reserve / Crown Royal Special Reserve. Yep. Amber. Oh, I'm sorry. Copper versus amber. Gold, amber versus copper. So the Crown Royal is darker. Now the Grand Legacy says Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. What are those natural flavors? We don't know. We are not going to know. Legacy Distilling Company is not going to tell you. Bottle in Kentucky. I forgot to put that in my notes. I got to close my eyes because if I look down, I'm going to see the darker one. Let me add this bottle. Nobody cares, but I'm going to add it anyway. I care. Bottled in Kentucky by Legacy Distilling Company. I know who Legacy is, but I'm not going to say, but you probably know too. Mr. R says evening. Evening to you. So, yeah. Legacy Distilling Company. Then they got a bunch of other Canadian whiskeys from Oak Park Distilling of Maryland. And I know who it is. I know it's the same people, but they like to keep things all separated and shadowy. So, okay, we'll play along. All right, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it Legacy Distilling? I'll go along. You want to call it Oak Park Distilling of Maryland? I mean, I know it's bottled in Maryland. I'm talking about this other one coming up. We'll play along. We will play along. Jim Beam does the same thing. They got their Julius Kessler Distilling Company. Julius Kessler Distilling. Yeah, that distillery got shut down like in 1910, like that. 1909, something like that. It's like, Everybody knows you own it, but we'll play. We'll play games. Want to play games? We'll play games. Say hello to my little whiskey. Okay. Okay. I know this is the Grand Legacy. And how do I know this is Grand Legacy? Because it smells like cereal grains, and vanilla flavoring added. Do I know it's this? Why do people contact me when I'm doing videos? Do I know that it's cereal? I know it's cereal grains. Do I know it's vanilla? No, I don't. Never will know, but I highly suspect it. Certainly smells like it. Yeah. This one smells like cereal grains also. When I say cereal grains, I mean like corn, rye whiskey, wheat whiskey, probably some barley malt, single malt whiskey. Oh, similar to American blended. I don't know about Scotch. You know, Scotch, they usually just use in like grain whiskeys and barley malt whiskey. Unless it's a single malt, which is only barley malt. Yeah. Um, but the combo's up to you. I mean, United States and Canada, you can use whatever combo you want. Corn, rye, wheat, barley. You can even use rice. Yeah, they have a rice whiskey from Louisiana, from Melick Distilling. I never tried it. I see it around. I get the feeling those Japanese whiskeys, they're using rice in their grain whiskey. And somebody was ridiculing me at one time, like, yeah, why would you think that? I was like, because that's like the major grain in Asia. Okay, that's something about a Rosary Congress. I'm gonna have to read that later. I mean, I do pray the Rosary once a week. I know that's pretty sad, but I'll do 10 decades a day. But she's saying something about. I gotta read. Her name is Jean. Jean. Her niece is on the United States Supreme Court. True story. Okay. But I agree with the prayer thing. Got to pray, pray for the country. I pray for rain. We got rain. I'm not saying I wasn't praying for really totally selfish reason, but it was selfish in a way because I didn't want my grass to die. You see, because that's how we are, as people. Uh, okay, I'm going to call it. I'm not even going to taste it. I'm going to call it. I'm sorry, I'm calling it. This is the Crown Royal Reserve, and this is the Grand Legacy. Now, does the Crown Royal Reserve smell a whole lot better than Grand Legacy? You would hope, because like it's top. Well, it's not top shelf, but it's close to the top. At Mathern's, they do have it at the top, and Grand Legacy is definitely bottom shelf. Oh yeah, I guess it smells more pure and high grade, but I wouldn't say it's like profoundly better. Got it. What a surprise. Oh, what a surprise. Oh, but it's not a surprise. I'm being silly, but let's go with the taste. Cheers. Heck. I mean, Grand Legacy's got that vanilla, kind of mild, mellow, easygoing. It's not bitey. If you think, oh, I would never buy, you just quoted those prices. I would never buy that Canadian whiskey. It's going to be terribly bitey and harsh and nasty and gross, and I would never get it. But it isn't any of those things. Now, I mean, I have enough wherewithal to realize, does the added natural flavors soften up or maybe overshadow the negative parts of it? Oh yeah, probably that's why you think they add in the natural flavors. But remember, I'm not drinking the components. And a lot of people act like when they're drinking a whiskey, they're drinking the components. But then you're not drinking it. It's like even with beer, you're not drinking the components. You're drinking the entire product, right? Now they make special editions where they'll issue the breakdown pieces of it, but but they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm drinking this IPA," and then they talking about like, "Oh yeah, I could clearly taste that Cascade. I could clearly taste those Mosaic hops," and I'm like, man, they must be the greatest taster in the world. It all to me always tastes like an amalgamation, an amalgam, but maybe they got more practice or something. Practice for the last 20 years, but so I'm not drinking a component. I'm drinking the totality, right? I'm drinking the finished product, age, who knows, probably 3 years in a day, no longer. It's probably very basic. It's probably one of the few big distilleries in Canada, because they really aren't that big. There really aren't that many big distilleries in Canada. There are a few little minor craft distilleries, but they can't produce the volume that would be needed for this plethora of Canadian whiskeys on the market. Somebody asked me today, have I ever had Canada House, which I found out was introduced in 1956. I said no. I said, but I'm well aware of it. Just hadn't seen it, but I'm aware of it. But I see, I can't buy them all. I mean, I'll see them. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. It goes on and on. I cannot buy everything, and we're far from Canada and Louisiana. I mean, I don't know why we get so many, but I saw Canadian Leaf and I thought, I'll buy it, So I bought it. I hadn't tried it. It's probably going to taste a lot like this. Although that one's bottled in Maryland. This one's bottled in Kentucky. Probably come from the same Canadian distillery. But I can't pass judgment on that, or I can't even predict the flavor because I never had it. But I have a pretty strong feeling. Okay, so it's fine. If you're looking to try something not very adventurous and something inexpensive, like in the 2 stories I just told you, profoundly inexpensive, shockingly inexpensive. If you want to say unbelievably inexpensive, I'll go along with that because it does seem like I'm making it it can't be true, like I'm lying, but I'm not. I'm not lying. My friend David could tell you, he'll be like, he ain't lying. But he'll add to that. He'll say, I keep telling him, don't buy all that, stuff. He's telling me what I shouldn't buy cheap. And he's sending me an email this morning talking about, look at what I found at Trader Joe's. $14.99. Trader Joe's Tennessee blended sour mash. Oh, not blended. I'm sorry. Trader Joe's sour mash bourbon whiskey from Tennessee, though. Tennessee bourbon whiskey. I said, oh. I said, I've never heard of that before. It looked like a George Dickel bottle, but well, it could be made by them actually. But $14.99. I said, man. And then it was aged. He checked the bottle, aged 6 months. I had to laugh. I said, oh man, aged 6 whole months. I said, you dogging me and getting on my case. And then here you bringing me something, sending me an email for something aged 6 months. I laugh. But some people, I know what some people are going to say on this video. Oh, you can't have a bourbon age only 6 months. It has to be aged 2 years. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be. That's a myth. It's a popular myth, but it's a myth. Hey, y'all start hanging out with me. You can win money. No, that's straight bourbon that has to be aged at least 2 years. And nowhere on the bottle does it make any claim to be straight bourbon. It just says sour mash Tennessee bourbon. Fine. Aged 6 months. Oh, that works. Um, since it's bourbon, it would have to be new charred oak barrels. Seems to be a common thing. Um, was it any good? No, wait, no, I can't comment on that. I never had the stuff. I don't know if it's any good. It's pretty shaky, right? 6 months. They got bourbon at Walmart for age 6 months, right there at Walmart, and it ain't no 14.99. It's a much more expensive. It's from Brook. Oh, not Brooklyn, the Bronx, New York City. True story. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for that. I don't know. I don't think I would pay 14.99 for a 6 month old bourbon. No, I wouldn't do that. But that's because I got too much right now. If I was low on bourbon, I might, just to see how weird it would taste. But I'm so back stock on bourbon. I brought some bourbon back to my friend David. He not sold, not traded, gave me a bottle of bourbon of 375. And I said, look, I just cannot do it. I cannot take this from you because I have so much of a backlog. It's unreal. And I have to make progress. I feel like I'm not making progress. I'm just like inching along like a snail. A snail is fast compared to the progress I'm making. And I said, I really need to get going. I got this very old Barton 90 proof, or is that the 86 proof? Can't quite remember. But it's one of those different grades. And I've got the Jim Beam Black 8-year age, not the new one, not the extra age, the 8-year, the actual 8-year. This bottle is like 25 years old. And I can still get it off the shelf, boy. Incredible, right? Believe me, when the whiskey scout went when he went with me to this liquor store, he was like flabbergasted. He was like floored, really. He said, if I live down here, I'll go broke. What he meant was, if I lived down here, I would spend all my money on all this. I'll go crazy. He just couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. He was stunned. He said, I can't believe this. He said, I'm seeing it, but I don't believe it. And he bought a lot of stuff, but he said, I have to stop because it's just unreal. I said, yeah, we just getting started. I said, we got to cross the Mississippi River and go see some other stuff. So then he was just even more astounded. But I live down here, but I am astounded too. Like, just living here, I'm still astounded. Like, saying, how can this be? Are we that close to Latin America that certain things are happening? The Crown Royal Reserve is really nice. It's sweet, though. I mean, it's like most of these whiskeys. It's sweet, sugary sweet, but it's really nice. There's no bite. It's super smooth. It's really easy going. It's mellow. Now, some whiskey the whiskey snobs or whatever they call them, they'll say, "Ooh, don't say smooth. You're not supposed to say that. You're in trouble now. You're going to the office. You're punished because you're on restriction because you said smooth." Real whiskey fans don't care about smooth. Okay, fine. But real whiskey drinkers care about it, as evidenced by, look what's the top selling whiskeys in America. It's not all this like oddball, who knows what it is. It's just regular, sort of smooth. Bland, I guess. Jim Beam, right? What's the top ones? Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Seagram 7, Crown Royal, Dickel. But that's what the people want to drink, so that's what they buy. Mm. I'm glad I did that because I took a big swig at the end and I was like huffing it down, And it did bring up a little of that ethanol. I'll be honest. Now, this is Crown Royal Reserve Special, or also known as Special Reserve, because it's called both things on the bottle. Whatever you want to call it. Crown Royal Reserve, Crown Royal Special Reserve, Crown Royal Reserve, Crown Royal Special Reserve, Crown Royal Reserve, Crown Royal Reserve. But and you're going to pay at least $41 plus tax, $40.99 plus tax. But when I took that last swig, I was like, woo! I was getting a lot of that ethanol, that corn distillate. So they say it's extra age, but I don't know how much extra, right? But it's all right. Now they claim on the website that they're a distiller, master distiller. They're blend master, because right, it's a Canadian whiskey, it's blended, so they're blend master. It's choosing only the top 1%. Now listen to this. The top 1% of the Crown Royal stocks. But that's still probably a huge amount, right? 1% of Crown Royal is a lot. 1% of Crown Royal is probably more than any craft distiller in the world makes, right? So incredible. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I do like it. And I'm glad I bought it. And it's a nice product, but I don't know, man. I could buy this tomorrow for $8.99. Yeah, you heard me right. $8.99 for this bottle, and I can buy every bottle they had. And I know if I went in that store tomorrow and I said, dude, I don't actually speak like that. I usually say, man, if I went in that store tomorrow and I said, man, look, I'm gonna buy every bottle you got, but you got to sell it for $7.99. He'd make that deal. Oh, he'd make that deal, because he offered me the deal cold. That was a cold call. You know, I just was in there asking him for a price check, and he says, $10.99. I'll sell it for $8.99. There was no prompt. So that's so incredibly low. And you thinking it cannot be. It would taste so bad, it would be almost like poison. But it isn't. It isn't true. So the amazing world of whiskey continues to amaze me. Crown Royal Reserve, is it living up to the $40.99, or as I paid $44.99 at Walmart? Thank you, Walmart, for charging me $4 more. I mean, yeah, I guess it does. I like it. I mean, I would never like grow weary of drinking it. Like if I drink it every day for the rest of my life, I wouldn't say, "Oh, it's starting to wear on me." I wouldn't say that. But man, that's a huge price difference. I'm gonna have to say you got to call that. You have to call it. You have to call it. You have to call it. You have to call it, because I can't just say you got to pay out your money and you're going to get something that's, it's a little bit better, but it's not as much. It's not so much better than you would think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's better, but it's not as, however you express that. It's not that much better than you would. What I'm trying to say is the price differential is not as profound as you may at first believe. Okay, so just goes to show you can buy a shabby looking product like this and it could really. So that's the amazing thing. It's not that Crown Royal Reserve is really good. That's not amazing. You would expect that. Why are you paying You paying $41 and or up for that? That's it. That'll taste good. The amazing thing is you're buying this thing, and we can use all kind of pejoratives, this swill, whatever you want to say. People are going to say that. But then if you give it an honest assessment, you're saying, Well, that's not really bad, actually. Mr. R says, "What is the future for alcohol?" Well, I guess the future is a lot of people drinking it, right? Has every type of liquor and beer been created? Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know. With artificial intelligence, they'll probably make alcohol made out of aluminum or something. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not a guru. I don't have any kind of prophetic abilities, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Man, look, I got so much backstock that the future of alcohol for me is whatever I got in my backstock, and that's the truth. I got too much. Well, if we look at it from a long view, 25 years, I don't have too much. But anything else, it's like scary. I'm serious. If I brought my camera over there, you'd be like, "Man, do you want to go to counseling?" I'll say, I don't want to go to counseling. I just need to stop going to these liquor stores that got all these crazy, crazy quilt deals. All right. Well, thanks for watching. All kidding aside, um, which one is better? Well, on paper, and from just what we would expect to say, what we would be expected to say, the Crown Royal Reserve, also known as Crown Royal Special Reserve, like I said, it says the same, both names on the bottle. It's better, okay? But if you bring this product in an unabashed fashion, well, that could cause some problems for the people. That could cause some problems for the people. I don't mean mental problems or psychiatric or moral. Well, it could cause moral problems depending. But you know what I'm saying. It just it does better than you would think it would do. All right. Well, y'all take care, and we'll be back for more Canadian whiskey taste challenges.